These people, man, these people play like 10 minutes a game and
So
have...
Aion 2 has just...
Okay, so this is the second guy that I was told to watch. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to be uploading my thingy, what I just recorded, and I'm going to send it to him. Let's see what he says. Probably going to be blocked forever. Oh, goodness, man. This guy. Let me read chat. Feel React is great. I need to drink some water. It's pay to win faster. Oh, man. Because the game was too good, I don't know. Very, very, very far. Mess with Philo, favorite game, he will destroy you. Bro, it's not about that, though. It's like, literally, Aion is, for the longest time, it wasn't even my favorite game. Even though I've spent the most hours in the Aion. You know, I call it out when I think it's shit. Or when there's something shit. But I just don't, like, for me, I don't like it if somebody comes in and says, oh, like, oh, this pizza is really bad. Okay, why? I don't know, I haven't tried it, but it's just bad. Yeah, but how can you know if you have not tried it? Well, I know it's bad. Yeah, but you haven't tried it. Yeah, but I know it's bad. Do you know? This is for me, the IQ level, like like I'm not trying to say he's stupid. I'm just saying, bro, that makes no sense. Like, at least eat a slice, lick another one, and sniff on the third one. Then we can have a decent conversation why the pizza is bad. Is it still your recommendation that if you have high ping around 200, play Ranger over an DPS class, even Sork, the Gladiator, or not much difference at 200? Yeah, I would still say that, you know, like you need to understand that casting classes or classes with range are just a little bit better with ping issues. So if that's you, then, you know, anything in that direction. But I understand, like, if you say you don't want to play a Sork or like a mage class, which I would understand, I don't want to do that either. You know what I mean? Like, then obviously Ranger is your best choice. But if you're like, nah, I don't care, I just want to have no ping issues, then you probably need to move to the Sorks. I'm meeting two players and he don't know nothing about pay to win. Philo haven't played at all, but I heard the game is shit. So I need to let you know it's a shit game. Press that dislike button. Yeah, true, actually, yeah. He's a weirdo. I recommended that earlier. I just saw it. Like, I was told right now. Do 4-star, okay. Yeah, literally on last vibe, average player spent 4k euros just 1 month. It's crazy to compare a brand new game after 10 minutes played like that. This pizza seems like an order for me to eat. The next slice I have to pay to win. True, true, true. Especially now the dodge is a thing and you need to time it well.
Just released on the
Let's see what this
Korean
guy
and
has to say.
Taiwan servers. This allows us to actually play the game for the very first time outside of any beta tests. So I've done so and reached level 10.
That allows us to play the game, period, because there weren't any beta tests.
I'm outside of any beta tests. So I've done so and reached level 10. And what I want to look at is the monetization.
Let's do this.
How pay to win is this game actually going to be?
Let's
will
do
you
it.
be able to survive as free to play? Or will this monthly sub be a requirement? If you want to play the game for yourself, you will have to sign up through the Purple Launcher, and you will need verification with a real phone number. This can be your own personal phone number, like I'm here in Ireland and mine works. They send you an SMS and you get a code, and then you go on to character creation. You select a server and you enter the tutorial area just to teach you the basic controls of the game. After that, your character wakes up and you enter the character creator. This thing is pretty in-depth. There's a ton of customization you can do. And then you go on to choose one of the 8 different classes. There's the Assassin, Ranger, Sorcerer, Elemental, Cleric, Chanter, Gladiator, and Templar.
So in Aion we have 2 types of stats. One is the flight speed, and one is the time that you can stay in the air. Now, most of the stats in Aion 2 seem to have been combined into one stat, And that is what is flight power, basically, you know. So we weren't able to completely figure out what exactly on stats you get, because we haven't been really be able to dive in yet completely. But whenever that happens, I'll definitely inform everybody about it. Okay.
Exemplar, which is what I decided to go with, primarily because I don't have the best server connection, and I'm assuming I'm going to miss a lot of dodges. Again, I live over in Ireland, and the closest servers are in Taiwan and Korea, until we get global launch, probably mid-time 2026. Overall, the combat feels pretty decent, movement as well, and I love the ability you can fly. That's always pretty cool, but there definitely are mobile elements like auto move here. You can pretty much play the game with one button, auto move, moving from one quest person to the next.
The auto move is only for the campaigns, and after the campaign does not exist anymore. So just while leveling up, to kind of give you a little bit more, like it's not that boring to be running from A to B. So you can grab a whatever, like a cigarette or like, you know, drink, because the map is huge and you have to go from point A to point B, and you have to go long distances. And there are a lot of situations in the campaign where that feature doesn't even exist. So just say that
and objectives
matters.
and so on, until you have to go into the menus or kill something. Although while you are in dungeons, you cannot use the auto move function. But
Yeah,
yes,
because
so
I
far
just said
questing
it's not made to play the game auto. It's just made to assist while leveling up.
definitely has a lot to be desired, and even the world itself, it visually misses something, especially compared to the game Where Winds Meet I've just been playing. It could be server related, but I did run into some issues.
Okay, tell me the issues,
Like
please.
this wall which it didn't put me through, and so I ended up stuck.
Bro, please. Please, brother, please. How is that even possible that you call yourself a gamer? This wall is there because you are in a freaking story-based cutscene. That's why the area you're in is limited, because it's based on a story-based cutscene. That has nothing to do with the actual gameplay. It's just not letting you, especially you, people who are having a hard time understand why the barrier is there, not stand in oblivion in Turkey while the quest line is happening in Germany. That is the actual reason for it. That is literally the reason for it. That you don't navigate your way out of those locations where you're actually doing your quest.
Here having to kill myself and go back. But ultimately, let's have a look at this monetization and how pay to win does it appear to be, at least from a perspective starting out in this game. First of all, you can see the cash shop is very populated, and a lot of items need a subscription. You have this currency.
Oh my god. No. No, no, no. No, brother, no. Please, man, no. The items can be bought from an NPC in the city. The convenience, or the subscription convenience, just lets you buy that shit on the go. So you don't have to always teleport back to your city while wanting to quest. So you can stay where you are, do your crafting, and that's it. It has Nothing to do with pay to win. It's the same price at what it was on the NPC. And yes, now you could say, oh, but you can trade Kuna and Kina. First of all, at the stage where we end right now, there is nothing in the broker. Nobody's selling even Kuna and Kina because nobody has Kuna and Kina. First of all. Secondly, the price is general merchant prices. So the prices are really low. Like with fluctuation, nobody's gonna give a single flying fuck about some craft materials that you pay for 40 or 400 Kina while having 200 million in the bank.
Called Kina, and this is your usual in-game currency. You get it everywhere, and you can spend it on some basic items. But you can already see a ton of items here are locked behind the subscription.
Oh man, they are not locked behind the subscription. They are just locked for you to buy them on the go. There are craft items for the blacksmith, armor smithing, handicrafting, alchemist. It's basically, so if I'm for example crafting a weapon, I need ore, orichalcum ore, I need ether, and I need like with the ore I make ingot, and then I need ether, and then I need like a metal bottle or whatever the English name is gonna be, and I need like 2 of those. This is that item, like the last piece of the recipe that you buy from the NPC, from the NPC for the general goods market of the freaking crafts merchant. It has literally nothing to do with the shop.
Where you would spend that Kina currency. Then, of course, there's the premium currency, which is Kuna.
Yes, that is the Kuna. Let's go.
And this is only obtained with real world money. They also have some...
I love the fact how you have to say real world. Like we wouldn't understand if you would say with real money, but sure.
Promotion currency you get too, that you can spend in the mileage shop here. So whenever you spend...
Yeah, that is actually a positive thing. Because it means that you're getting more out of your value of your money that you're putting in. You get like loyalty coins or whatever you want to call them. And you can buy additional items like mounts, skins, and other bullshit.
And real world money to purchase Kuna or to purchase packs, like outfits here. You're getting this bonus currency to allow you to buy even more stuff. But having a look at these prices, we can see there's a monthly bundle you can purchase.
Yes, and if you look at the monthly bundle, you will realize it actually the value of the item is actually compared to the rest of the Kuna kind of meh, because the items that you are getting inside are resurrection stones, which you can buy and craft from the normal NPC. Running scrolls which buff you. Those scrolls have no value whatsoever because they can be crafted simple from anybody. And then you have in the largest bundle, and that is the only one where it makes a little difference, because you can buy, like, you get gifted, by the way, sorry, you don't buy it, you get gifted another 5 hours for the abyss. So that is all you're getting. So it's a great comparison value. It's like them saying, it's like the typical, oh, if you buy now this Hoover, you're gonna get another bucket of chicken with you. So to make it more reasonable to sell. Like, yeah, I don't know why you would like put it in when you were talking about pay to win, but sure, okay, if you want to go there, go there. Because again, we already said the game is pay to win. It's not that big of a deal.
Purchase of the different levels, the maximum being 1,900 Taiwan currency, and this gives you 4k of this Kuna. So this is the max bundle. If you look at an exact exchange, that would be just over 52 euro or 61 USD. And again,
yes,
that currency.
But in Aion 1, that box used to cost $100. So them making it half of it is actually not bad, but sure.
you can use to buy items that are used in game. So you can directly buy power items, not...
No, wait, what power items are you buying? What power items are you buying? Okay, let me help you to see what we are seeing currently on the screen. This item, which you can only limit it by 4, gives you 4 extra slots of characters on your account, on the server. So if you want to play, rather than 4 characters, you want to play 8 characters, you can additionally buy for 4,000 kuna 4 more slots. As if so many other games have done the same thing. The next item for 500 kuna is the ability to give you the possibility to change your character name. The next item that you can buy 20 times gives you more slot in your inventory. The last item, which is limited to 3, is not a dungeon key, which you or somebody else is saying, is actually hidden small boxes that give you some bonus resources. Those boxes are currently highly competitive, as in not because what is inside, but because there are just too many players. So it's rare that you will be able to find them. But the reason why you want them is because they're related to a weekly quest where you need to basically complete like open those boxes at least 1 or 2 times. It goes directly into your battle pass, like levels up your battle pass, gives XP to your battle pass, and those boxes are scattered in the world like in Genshin. It's like those chests that you open in Genshin, and those boxes are everywhere. Most of the time you find them in high places where you have to jump up the mountains, you have to climb around, and then randomly you will find one golden box. And that is the box you're going to open with this key. Now, please explain to me, what are these power items you're talking about? Where are these power items you're talking about?
Power items, not just cosmetics. As for the subscription, which is required here, you unlock at level 10. There are 3 different subscriptions. However, one is...
Okay, I leave it. Continue.
Just a combination of the previous 2. So the cheapest subscription is going to be 430 Taiwan currency, which is nearly 12 euro or nearly 14 USD. And what this membership gives you is remote storage access, personal...
Oh, you are able to read it. Literally what I just said. The remote access. So what you are talking about 10 seconds ago, technically you should understand now that it was bullshit, because you have remote access to, first of all, the storage and to the merchants.
Trade. I assume that means trading between your alternate characters. The Wind Breeze merchants.
No. Personal trade. Okay, I take that. I'm not gonna be rude to you. Personal trade only means that you can sit down, open a shop, and people can buy items from you.
That is this section. So you get all of these different upgrade.
These items can be bought in-game from a general merchant without having to physically go there. With the sub, you can buy it from this shop. The price is 1-to-1 the same thing. There is no difference.
Materials, potions.
Rupee is everywhere. What you can do, if you don't know where the item is, what you can do is like if you don't find the item, you can just literally go to your cube, for example, if you have one of those already, or like in the quest or wherever you see the item, you just click on it, and then like here, for example, in morphing is the best place, by the way, for that. So you can go into the morphing, and then you can look for the item. You can say, where is that item? So for example, if you come here, for example, like ruby, you said ruby, right? So this is ruby gemstone. So if you click on source, and then it tells you where you get it from. So now you can just go ahead and you can see Southern Atlamia Highland. So you click on it, and it tells you where it is. Like obviously you have to have opened the map for it, you know. But ruby is usually used for, but what you can also do, by the way, you need ruby, right? On the map, like here, I show you. This is Aion 101 basically, right? In Aion, you see those crystals flying in the air. Now these crystals are ether. They are related to the lore. You fly up and then you can grind them. Obviously at the beginning you're gonna fail a lot because you're low level in grinding, but after a while you're gonna be having no troubles anymore. And later you're gonna even get more flight time, and then it's gonna be even less problems. But now after receiving the ether, you just go ahead and then you open your options. And in the options we have another thing called substance morphing. Morphing means that you can use ether to make various items that you would normally collect. So technically, if you have a lot of ether, or in that case Odile, you can use that Odile to morph it into an item that you need. So you need, like for the ruby, you need 1 ruby to craft yourself this item. Now another tip I'm going to give all of you in the chat. Like when you have the first subscription, open the market. Now check what people are selling. Another one thing is you can sell ether really, really well. People will buy ether, right? Another thing what you can do, like for materials and stuff, is you can come here. So for example, these materials, right? People will need these materials. You can go ahead and you can see, okay, like over the time, the price is gonna be ranged a little bit. And then you can see, oh, okay, so wait, this one is 200k, or this one is 18k, this one is 7,500. You check the ones that are high priced, then you go ahead, use the ether to morph that item. So I'm just gonna demonstrate. Let's say in your case, like in my case, I need orichalcum ore, so I'm gonna just say max out this. So I'm transforming the ether into orichalcum ore, and now I can go ahead into crafting, and I can use that ore and the item, by the way, what that job is saying that it's like highly pay to win or whatever, and you need 20 subscriptions to get it. It's literally an item that you buy from the NPC, and I can use both of them to craft orichalcum ingot novit. Now why does that matter? It's actually quite interesting. Let's see if I fail or if I proc it. Oh, I procced it. Oh, that's nice. So now what I can do, now I have got ingot, and I can go to the weapons, and I could, obviously I need right now more items, but if I have all the items, ingredients, I can craft me a weapon. Now why is that so cool? Because if I put my mouse on it, you can see weapons or crafted gear gives me PvE stats. So they are already on the get-go better than dropped gear, right? Or quest gear. So this is way better. Now, why is that also so cool? Because if I would craft this, I have the chance to proc it. What does that mean? That means that there is a small percentage, which is not that small, by the way, in Aion 2, is like either I get this result or I get this result. And this is how this game like goes on, because I technically need to do that a lot of times. So because then you have the procs, let's say we have few green ones, we can then use the green ones to proc it to the blue ones, and then we can proc it to, like, use the blue ones to proc it to the next stage of blue, like the dark blue, and then eventually end up with something like this, you know. And this one is the best gear that is out there. Like this is your end goal. This is what you want. Well, technically you have to go down, like further down, but this is like literally, this is like the end gear, what you want, this one. And it's doable. Like you don't need to grind some random ass bosses, vault bosses, where you have 1% chance and most of the time the other people are getting it. You just, focus on crafting, get all the items that you need. It's not that hard. Like here, Radiant Ordeal, we just morph that. This one you can morph. This item you need to drop, for example, and then other items. Like it's not that Richie, it's not that deep. But most of the items you can either also sell to people in the broker, right? And then you just go ahead and you buy a weapon like this, or a weapon like this, and so on. It takes a little time, but it is doable. You can buy both passes for Kina. Currently, you cannot buy the subscription with Kina, sadly. But in Aion 1, I had a system that worked quite well, where I let people buy with Kina subscriptions. Let's see if I'm able to do the same thing, replicate it in this one. But for that, we need a change from NC. I have already contacted NC about it, so we'll see. We'll see if they do it. I mean, it would be a win-win for them because they would get more money. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see what has end up happening. But let's go back to this guy, because I want him to enlighten me on how bad the game is.
Things like 10% max HP, 10%.
Okay, so this scroll is, by the way, since the dawn of Aion 1, it exists. It's just, literally, it's just buff food, basically buff food. So you have a stack of those scrolls. It's actually also the thing that pushes the economy in Aion, because people who want to make money, like if you, for example, and that I can tell you right away, straight away, you want to be completely free to play? Chat, I'm talking to you right now. You want to be free to play? You want to pay as much, like as less money as you can? Start alchemy. Start alchemy right now. And if you don't want to do alchemy, then start cooking. Cooking alchemy right now. Because you can craft those scrolls, you can craft potions, you can craft buff food, and every single one of lazy person is going to be buying those off you in the broker. I'm telling you, trust me on that, you will make bajillions, literally bajillions. And it's gonna, after you understood the system, you're gonna be able to make with low effort high amounts. And if you also understood the morphing system I just explained, where you use ether, your input is also gonna go, after a while, it's gonna be less, but you're still gonna get the same, even if not more output.
Percent move speed, giving yourself a shield, and yeah, they're clearly selling power here. Then
they're not selling power, mate. These scrolls can also be bought randomly from an NPC. It's just that those ones are a little bit worse, but you can buy, like, the best ones come from crafting, by the way, because you can craft the best ones yourself.
You have the market sale list registration available, along with the Kuna exchange available. This market sale list, I assume, is the auction house, so you can list items that other people can buy. So you already are completely locked out of player trading, meaning selling items for currency, by needing this subscription. You have to spend a...
This is where I agree with you, but there's a difference. Yes, this game has a paid subscription. That is the only way where you can access the broker. That is completely true. I fully agree with you. It shouldn't be the case. It is shit. It should not happen. But compared to anything else I've seen in the world, in all these other games, Throne and Liberty and all that other bullshit, it is the best solution that we could have gotten, because the alternatives would have been worse. Not because NCSoft couldn't have bring us a better system, but because what we have seen for the past 30 years from NCSoft, the alternatives would have been worse.
Real world money in order to have access to that. That's not to say you can't buy items from other players as free to play. You just can't sell anything. And then you have Kuna Exchange, which I assume you'll be able to convert this currency to, say, the in-game currency if you needed more of it. And this is the cheapest subscription. And you only get...
Yeah, but the Kina Exchange is not that simple as you think it is. The Kina Exchange is not that simple as you think it is, because since I actually play the game, as you can see, I can go here and I can click on exchange at the top, by the way, and you see nobody's selling Kina right now. And yes, Kina doesn't come from the system, it comes from the players. A player actually has to go out of his way, grind the 400,000 Kina, grind the 2 million Kina, grind the 10 million Kina. Now, if I grind these amounts, now how do I put them in the broker? First, I need to morph them. Now, how do I morph them? You go here, you click on, I think it's this one, the special boxes. Here you see the boxes. To make 400,000, you need 440,000. To make 2 million, you need 2.2 million. To make 10 million, you need 11 million. So this is the text that puts on top of that. Now, after you have made that box, you can go ahead and you can put it in the broker, in the market, for a Kuna price that you decide. Literally, you decide that. You know? And then other players, whales in that sense, can come in and can literally buy that out. Right now, it doesn't exist. Because nobody has that Kina to put it in the broker. And it's going to take few days and weeks before actually the Kina in this shop is going to start flooding. Till that time, all the whales will be brokey as hell. And they're going to be playing the game active the same as you, because that's the only way that they can get progress. So, all the pay to win that you're mentioning, yes, the game is pay to win. It has even more systems that you haven't even figured out that they exist. Because the game is pay to win. But the difference is just that it will take time before all that bullshit will go crazy. Freaking hell, man.
Get it for 20.
Oh, hello, Hera. What's up? Wait, did I miss something? Wait, somebody was banned. Mm-hmm. Did I ban somebody? Why was somebody... Look, I wasn't even, like, literally, I wasn't even reading. I wasn't even, like, on this screen. What... Wait, let me just unban this guy. I'm like literally here. My mouse is here and I'm talking to you guys. And somebody was just randomly banned on my Twitch. What the flip? What's wrong with this software? yeah, the archive by power. I'm trying it right now. I just did the quest. Just go there, Ruby, until you get the quest. Yeah, the quest is, it's easy. Is this mainly PvE? What do you mean? Pay to win can sometimes also be good, because people who want to sell Kina for Kuna can take advantage of the of that as well. Of course. So for free to play people, it could be a good thing as well to get skin and whatever. Ban people for no reason. You make the wrong guy famous. True. You just gotta talk to veterans to aid them on the but nah, let's just make shit up. True, man.
8 days, not even a full month. Again, for the price of nearly €12 or 14 USD. Now, to put on top of that, there's another subscription.
Let's put something on top of that. Let's go. Explain it to me, please.
This is more expensive again. And what this does is directly influences how much content you can play. How quickly can you progress your character? Right here, you increase the amount of these cubes you get in expeditions and transcendence. I'm not personally sure what that is, but we can assume it's something.
Yes. That is the line I was waiting for. That is literally the line I was waiting for. So with the second sub, you can directly interfere in those heavy systems with this thing what you can buy. But I don't know what it is. But I'm assuming it's something bad. Oh man, you can't make this shit up, man. You man. Oh my goodness. And I can't wait for the people in the comments calling me just a fanboy and saying, because I'm going to be uploading both of my videos. I'm going to be uploading this one and I'm going to be uploading the J one later on. And I'm pretty sure already know people are going to comment me and say, oh, this fanboy is just defending Aion. And yes, I'm asking you, the guy who is calling me a fanboy and that I'm defending, please explain this to me. How can this sentence make sense? How can this sentence make sense if a person says, this is all I'm asking. If you can explain this to me, yeah, trust me, I'm going to apologize personally to both of them. Literally. I'm going to apologize to both of them and I'm going to pay their subscription. If you can legitimately, without trolling, talk to me and explain to me how a sentence like, this is the second sub, you use it to buy something that I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it is bad. How that sentence makes sense. Please explain to me.
Something similar to like...
It's very smiling. My cubes just bag slots, or was it the Shogu laboratory in Aion 1 or something like that? Yeah, cubes are bag slots.
Extra rewards from
but
dungeons.
In that case,
then they have this here where you can...
In that case, like those transcendents, we haven't not really seen them yet. What like they are content, it's like heavy content for 45. Nobody is 45 yet, so we haven't really seen that content yet. It gives you a little bit extra loot, that is definitely for sure. But the loot itself from that dungeon is, compared to the actual dungeons that people run, it's like it's not that big of a deal. Not saying that it's not bad, for sure. It's always bad, because apparently this guy knows that it's bad. But yeah, I was just opening my doc, and in the doc it transcends mid-tier group content. Mid-tier, so this is what NCSoft said, by the way. Transcendence, mid-tier group content with transformation system. Players work together to tackle mechanics that involve temporary transforming or buffs. Coordinate transformation strategically to defeat bosses or puzzles. Bosses or puzzles. Okay. Rewards include crafting materials, gear progression items, and PvE currencies. Okay. So this is what you are getting when you are playing that content. Well, you basically are able to just get it more, But sure. It's bad. It's really bad.
Can recharge the amount of time twice. I'm not confident what that is, but it's...
Of course you're not confident, because you don't know anything, mate. Repeat with me. I have no idea. One more time. I have no idea. Now repeat with me. I have no clue what I'm talking about. In other words, you know nothing, Jon Snow. But again, I will explain to you what that is. In Aion 2, we have mini games. It's called Shogu Fiesta. Now, Shogus are these little ferret-looking animal creatures, which are from Aion 1 lore, which kinda control the taxes and the money in the game from Aion 1. And this is like an event thing that goes every day, and you have a lot of mini games that you can join and you can do. This content was made for people who love party games and have a little bit too much time. Now, what this subscription is basing on or talking about is these keys down here. Okay? So the keys, as you can see, you can have 28 keys. And then you have if you have the sub, you have 30, so 2 extra keys. Okay? That is all you have. That is all you have. Now, daily charge quantity is 4. So every day you get 4 keys every day. And you have 28 that you can, as a free-to-play player, that you can use to open the rewards. But as a pay-to-play player, you can have 30 that you can use for the rewards. Now, that is not even the point. Like, the 30 is not what you're getting out of the box. What you're getting is actually in here. It says it. It says clearly that the number of keys are just recharging twice as fast. Not twice as many, twice as fast. That is all that is. Now, sure, you could be like, oh, but Philo, this dungeon has so much progress, whatever the flip, and people are gonna go crazy with all their loot. They're gonna be shuffling around, and this is what the loot is. You can literally look at the loot. It's literally the same resources you get in every other dungeon, in every other thing that you're gonna be doing in the game. And if you skip this, which I'm gonna be doing because I have no intention of jumping around in like party games, I hate that shit, then I have to buy the items from somebody else, so I have to wade through it. But as a player who doesn't want to do that, who doesn't want to spend money, can kind of go ahead and do that with multiple characters. It's as that simple as that. Now, you can also drop gear. Now, does this gear matter? Is it something special? No, because first of all, the gear doesn't even have PvE stats on it, first. Secondly, the gear doesn't even have like bonus stats. So you need to like open the stats anyways, and it's random stat wise. So it's most of likely gonna give you random shit. So most likely you're gonna open it up, you're gonna DE it and get enchantment stones out of it. That is mostly what you're gonna be doing. And the rest items, like all this stuff, is basically crafting. So this is you need for crafting materials, and this is ether, which you can go and grind yourself endlessly if you feel like it. And then you get a little bit of abyss points, which in comparison, if you die, you lose 110. So it doesn't really matter if you're getting 50, 60 or 80. No, it doesn't at all. Now the best item they have put in is this item. Not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. No. I'm not saying you shouldn't pay for this. I'm saying that if you are a low spender, then you can get away with only the first sub and you do not need to pay for this. That's what I'm saying. That is a different sentence than saying don't pay for this. Bro, I'm not forbidding anybody to do anything. Like, people should do whatever the fuck they want. Oh, yeah, if somebody else is saying that, that has nothing to do with me.
Very likely something that, again, increases your playtime and increases the amount of reward.
Yeah, of course it increases your playtime because it was literally made for people who have more time. And of course it is rewarding in a way, because if it wasn't rewarding, it would be pointless to exist. Now the question is, how game breaking or broken are the rewards, and that what I can tell you is just compare to either you do that or you buy the shit from the broker. Like either you grind it or you whale it. That is literally, sadly, the case in MMOs nowadays. That the ones that have the time usually don't have the money. So they can grind for it. And the ones that have the money usually don't have the time. So they can buy it.
Rewards you can get. Another here, increasing your energy by 50%. I assume when you go do dungeons and things like that, you'll be able to run 50% more. And finally, your Abyss Axe. Of course, there's the premium currency, which is Cuna. And this is it for 28 days. Not even more expensive. These cubes have this here, and things like that. You'll be able to run.
You don't run it 50.
I assume when you go do dungeons and things like that, you'll be able to run 50% more. And finally, your Abyss access hours are doubled. That's like Abyss dungeon farming in Throne.
That's like Abyss dungeon farming in Throne. So, again, earlier I mentioned that to the other guy already. You have 7 hours in 7 days. That is 7 hours in 7 days. You can buy another 7 hours for in-game currency. You can then buy another 5 hours for in-game currency. So you can spend close to 20 hours in a week in Abyss, which is the high competitive PvP zone. Now with this, you are able to buy another 7 hours. Brings it a total to 26 hours. Now, in your brain, I know that 26 means more rewards. But in Aion, it is a little bit different because more does not just equal to more loot. It actually is related to the ranking and Abyss system. So you need high numbers of Abyss points to buy the gear pieces. But if you are in open PvP, be it the Rifting or the Abyss, as you go higher in ranking, the more amount you lose every single time you die in PvP. Every single time you die in PvP, you lose more and more Abyss points while gaining less and less Abyss points from your opponent. So it is highly, extremely hard to rank up just casually on the side just because you have 7 more hours. Because most likely, those additional 7 hours will mean hard grind and at least 90% of the time getting your ass whooped hard.
Liberty, where you farm mobs, you get drops, and with the subscription you have twice the amount of time. The price for that subscription is over 20 USD or nearly 18 euro. And if you want to get both subscriptions, then you just get this bundle, which is going to be a bit cheaper than if you bought both of them at 980. So in USD, that's nearly $32, while in euro, over 27. Just keep in mind though, these are direct currency conversions, so may not reflect the true cost that the global server gets. And on top of that, they have not confirmed what they're doing for the global server. They could have a completely different monetization system. The Korean server and the Taiwan servers will be the ultimate testing ground for this game over the next few months. Depending on its success and the player feedback, it could vastly change the game we get for global. So be very aware of that before you make any strict judgments. On top of these subscriptions, however...
Wait. Please, chat. Be aware, he's saying to us, we need to be aware before we make any harsh judgment. Because he is making the judgment for us, you know what I mean? Like, that's why we need to be aware of it. That we don't know, then maybe things change, but he's making the judgments for us. So, we need to be thankful, actually.
They're also having battle passes, as you see here, which will cost you 1,000 of this currency, the kuna, which they sell at 475 for 1,000, which is over 15 euros.
If you are struggling with money, if you are a person who doesn't want to be a big spender in Aion and you buy that pass with real money, you do not deserve more. Like, that is what you deserve, literally. It's your own fault. It's literally your own fault. Because you have the possibility to grind the game and make that money without having to spend any dime. Now, there is nothing wrong with spending money for it. I have done it myself today. But then, I don't mind doing it. And there are hundreds others who don't mind doing it. But if you are a person who doesn't want to spend for something like this, which is totally understandable, by the way, as well. You might be in a situation that you just can't or just don't want to, which is, again, totally okay. But we have to find a middle ground. And the middle ground is, if you don't want to pay and just want the goods, there is some sacrifices has to happen. And the sacrifice in that case is, just go play the game, use the kina you have, spend it to somebody like me who is willing to give you kuna for it, and then use the kuna to buy the freaking item. Simple as that. NCSoft gets their money, I get my kina, you get your kuna. Win, win, win. Or as he would call it, actually, pay to win.
USD, or over 13 euro. Again, that's on top of the subscription. And the Battle Pass gives you a lot of extra rewards, including power items, not just.
The Battle Pass gives you, if you look at all of everything, 60% skins and bullshit, 40% actually worth items, and it's like 3 to 4, max 5 weeks of grind that you can skip if you have the full Battle Pass. The Battle Pass is for 60 days. I recommend not buying the Battle Pass either for Kina or Kuna till, now hear me out, till the last days of the 60 days. Because then you can see how close you are to completing the pass. And if you have been active, and if you are close to it, use your Kina to Kuna and buy the Battle Pass. Do not spend real money. But if you have like 10 entries, because you have not been as active in the game, then you do not even worry about this. But that also means, again, as I mentioned earlier, if you are skipping, you need to be sacrificing. That means if you are not willing to buy this for in-game currency that you would need to play to acquire, then you need to go ahead and you need to skip that pass, at least for the season, till you have more time to play. Simple as that.
Cosmetics. Just keep in mind, however, battle passes last 2 months, but there are 2 of them. I have to get to level 20 to unlock this one, and the price is even higher again, lasting for the same duration. So if we do a bit of math here, add them up,
and I can tell you there's probably even 1 or 2 additional passes coming. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm 100% certain, because those passes are related to seasons and they are related to events, real life events. Like for Christmas, I'm assuming they have an extra pass. I am not saying that is a good thing, that is a bad thing, that is a pay to win thing. Does it mean pay to win as in you having more power? No, that's not what I mean with pay to win. I'm just using the word pay to win because you guys like to throw this word out like there is no tomorrow, so I'm using the word. In my case, I'm saying it's pay to save time. That is what it is. It's literally pay to save time. And again, I don't agree with it. I'm also saying 1 pass would have been enough. But again, this is them being predatory. They always have been and they always will be. And this is one of the options that I mentioned at the beginning.
Cost you over 2,100 Taiwanese dollars for this full subscription and Battle Pass 1 and 2. However, remember these Battle Passes last 2 months, so in terms of a monthly value, you divide by 2. And you end up with needing to spend over 1,500 Taiwanese dollars, which is the equivalent of over 50 USD or 43 euro. Yeah, it adds.
Yet, no. Anyo, you can only buy the first subscription and you are completely sorted. If that is your goal, to be a low spender, you buy the first subscription and you're completely sorted. Now, if you want to buy the second sub, that is your choice, because that grants you extra content, but that is your choice to play that extra content. It's not needed to catch up with end players, which you, by the way, cannot do anyways, because you are a global player and not in Taiwan and not in Korea. So this is not even made for you technically. But if you just want to play the game and enjoy the game and have a good time, you do not need the second pass, that subscription. And the passes, if you're paying real money for it, again, then it's your own fault, because you have completely the ability to grind the money in game. Rather like right now, even better than later. Because right now, you do any crafting, you start selling that shit and people are going to be buying it and you're going to be making millions. Which you can then transform into kuna. Buy right now bulks of kuna, keep them, hoard them, and sell them later, and you will have bajillions.
Adds up to quite a bit. And since those benefits seem to be nearly a requirement, especially with the subscription, it may be pretty rough to play this game as free to play. You cannot get the subscription without just spending real world money.
That is wrong. That is wrong. You can completely play the game till max level. You can fully gear yourself. You won't have good stats. It will take you a long time, but it is completely possible. But then it will feel like a solo game, an RPG. If you don't want to spend at all, this is the sacrifice you have to do. If you want to play it as an MMORPG, then you have to pay the minimum sub of $15. It is what it is. Do I like it? No, I don't. But those are the rules. Either you follow them or you just move on. Simple as that.
Of course, remember, this is all open to change. This is just for the Korean and Taiwanese servers right now. That's just what they have to deal with. We may very well end up with a completely different system for global. I will continue leveling up, and we'll find out what kind of content this has to offer at endgame. So thanks all for watching. A special thank you to all my channel members, and we'll see you guys around.
Fuck my life, man. I'm gonna go quickly to the bathroom and then I'm gonna read everything what you guys are saying. Give me a second.